Welcome everybody back to WWTF. We Want the Facts Gaming Show. I'm Fred White.
And I'm Mike C again, y'all.
Hey, today we have two special guests joining us to talk about a controversial topic. We're going to be talking about marijuana. So, parents, if you're watching this with your kids, or if you're under the age of 18, we strongly advise you not to watch this show. It's an R-rated show, and the things that we're going to be talking about need to be over 18 to watch the show. It's an R-rated show. Sorry. But joining us today is from Dep TV. Welcome back to the show, Lindsay.
All right.
And you might know him from his show on Weber Vision, Mike's Low Impact Workout. And he is the CEO of Spliff City, Michael Thompson. Welcome back to the show again.
What's happening? How's everybody doing?
Doing good, Mike.
All right, so today we're talking about marijuana being compared to a drug like heroin and crack because they're on the same wavelength, so to speak. Mike, we were talking about this a couple of hours ago before we started the show. Can you tell me what you were talking about?
Yeah, sure. I mean, basically, as a lot of folks know now, the federal government has marijuana listed as a Schedule 1 drug, which is involved with the cocaine and the heroin. And they're trying to say that it's always been as dangerous as these drugs, which I totally disagree. And I actually believe that the federal government needs to follow suit what the states are doing and start making it legal, both for medical and, personally, I think for recreation.
Yeah, I don't think weed is bad at all. You know, if I can make one comparison, you may say it's silly, but obesity is one of the #1 problems that we have in America today, right? But if you've known anybody that has been on crack cocaine, if you've seen them months prior and they were real heavy, you see that in a month's time they have shrunk in size. Now, doctors prescribe weed to people that go through terminal illnesses like cancer, cataracts, and other depressionable type symptoms that they go through. Now, you know, big people or obese people, I don't see a doctor saying, hey, look, take a hit of this and it's going to slim you down. You know, they're not giving that, which I think it is a drug, to patients. And I don't condone crack. I never did it, never tried it in my life. But I'm just saying, crack will get you thin in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, crack can get you skinny and broke at the same time.
Pretty much.
They gonna try to do that, but it's, you know, it's a dangerous drug. So good thing they're not doing that. But you know, weed is its own thing that I think medically is showing some good things. They got a lot of sites out there now that they're keeping up with the progress of what's being discovered on some of the benefits. So it's real interesting what's happening with it medically. So, but you know, I just say go ahead and make it legal. Get the prohibition away from it, because it's when it comes to the federal level and the prosecution of the drug, it's been messing up a lot of lives for folks that been dealing with it with small quantities, so to speak. You know kingpins out there, but they have federal records. A lot of that's being erased now. But you know, the federal government, get on par with it.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying that, I don't believe this, but they say that marijuana is a gateway drug. I don't believe that in the fact because, yeah, I just don't see it being a gateway drug as far as in the aspect of how people use it. But some people, I guess some people will try to look for the next high. I really don't know. You guys?
Well, I mean, to me, a gateway drug is whatever drug got you interested in another drug. You know, they just pin that as if marijuana was the only drug making people interested in getting high some other ways, you know.
Right.
I think the real gateway drug in our country is alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times a parent may use that like as a birthright. If you're getting older now, hey, go ahead and taste this, you know. Start to become a man or a woman or whatever, you know. And that's a gateway if you
resources out there. Yeah.
So, it's a lot of propaganda when it comes to weed.
What you got, Lindsay?
Well, I mean, it's very complicated because it's a lot of aspects and it's a lot of different avenues for conversation. A long time back, 2727 BC, it was actually used by emperor, and it was pretty royal to the people. And then it was a gap in time where you didn't see any documents about it really between 2727 BC and 1545 AD, when a lot of people from Spain were importing and exporting to Chile and using it for goods as far as clothes and rope and things of that nature. So now for us to be consuming it as a people, it's just kind of crazy, and you got to do a lot of digging into it scientifically and as far as different chemicals and things of that nature. Once it hits the United States, then it hits the street. You know, you might have somebody that's greedy that want to shut down all these other blocks.
Okay.
So he might say, let me drip a little bit of this in there to make you get extra high.
An extra
hook. And you're going to want to come back to me instead of just your other 5 options that you had. So it gets kind of dangerous when you're talking about off the books. Now, on the books, we know, like Mike was saying, it's doing a lot in the medical field. It's breaking through. It's doing a lot of progressive research is being done about it. But behind the scenes, those that just use it for recreation, it's very, very, very dangerous because it can lead to other things if you're not the type of person that practices self-control. Self-control is a major...
Not regulated like it is now, that you'd be more susceptible to get some crazy something put together by some mad scientists out there. But that's just like how it was back in the day with alcohol. During the prohibition of alcohol, you had a lot of bad alcohol going out there because there was no oversight on it. So, if they're going to do it, I just want them to do it right. I think it should be done. But, right now, we're in that danger zone where, you got cartels stirring up the weed now. You got some of the stuff out recreationally, but, the folks getting a lot of their weed recreationally are getting it from the cartels because they're saying it's less expensive than what you can get from these dispensaries if you had a marijuana card. So, people going to do what they want to do. I just feel that if the federal government gets behind what's happening with the states, it's going to be more safe for everybody. The folks that want to go ahead and do it recreationally, from the past, I did it way back in the day. I quit on my own, but it never got me addicted. Else I wouldn't have been able to quit on my own. But it's just a lot of that propaganda that comes with the weed is really ridiculous to me too, man. I have my bias about the whole issue with it. But I'm not out there to say, hey, everybody needs to smoke and give it to your kids and all that. Nah. But I'm just saying, for what it is, and you have legal stuff out there that's more dangerous that people can use as adults, then don't prosecute folks on a drug that's less dangerous, and as if it's destroying the household like the real hard drugs out there. So just be real about it when it comes to the federal government. So that's my opinion on it.
So what I'm saying is, like, weed for me, I've never had the urge after smoking to go do something crazy and stupid. Even in my younger years when I was, 18, 19, 20, when I smoked, it was time to eat. It was time to either go to sleep, or if you're chilling with, young lady, whatever, turn lights off, put on some Luther, and let's do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And for me, that's all it was. Now, I never experienced, had any experience in doing stuff like putting it in embalming fluid and making dippers out of it. But
I mean, some folks have, but you know, that's where it's coming from. But yeah, I'm with you on all that.
yeah, but I've never smoked weed and said, okay, now, man, look, I need a needle. I need to shoot up. You know what I'm saying? Or I need to smoke some crack. I need to lace this with some crack or something. I've never had that urge. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw New Jack City and I was like, I'm not doing that.
Oh, no, yeah.
Thank you, Chris Rock. You stirred me away from not Nancy Reagan. It was Chris Rock. When I was like, damn.
Do it.
Dope does that to you?
Yeah.
Nah, bruh. I don't want to do that, man.
Exactly.
You know, and we live in the DMV area. So we're close to, you know, the district. And it's legal in Washington, D.C. to a point. Now, from what I've known, now I may be wrong on this, you can have up to a certain amount of weed.
Grow it.
You can grow it as well. And you can even sit on your porch and smoke it. And the feds can walk past you and you can be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And they can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But the thing with that is, and this is all point, they should not make it illegal, because if it's legal in Washington, D.C., there are a lot of people that work in Maryland that live in the district, and you still have to take a urinalysis or some type of drug test when you go apply for a job. And if they find weed in your system, you can't get hired. But guess what? I live in D.C. now, so it's legal for me to smoke weed. How come I can't get this job? Because you found weed in my urine or weed in my blood?
Let me chime in on that. But I believe that, hold on a second, Mike.
Become something that is regulated that way. They have to have a different type of test based on that type of drug. Because, you know, being in your system that long, you know, that's a big hurdle there. Because, you know, granted, somebody hires you, they don't want any type of drug, no matter what it is, in your system when you're showing up for work. So that's just one of those things that has to be set up so that it's, I guess, fair in a sense. Because, you know, if you smoke the weed and it stays in your body for weeks, but you hadn't smoked it for a couple weeks, and you're doing well at your job, and you're not impaired in any way, but it still shows up in the type of test you're doing now, you know, you have those type of implications where you can get fired. And, you know, that's a whole, I think they're working on those type of issues now. So it's not going to be easy on that one. You know, it's not like alcohol. So,
well, alcohol, you definitely can smell, so.
Different industry is new. And it's going to be a lot of changes going on as far as potential goals.
Me personally, Mike, I believe that it shouldn't be at the workplace, because you need to have all your facets in the workplace. You need to be in the right mindset. Granted, it is like an altering type of drug, because it slows you down, makes you more relaxed and stuff like that. So it is altering your mind state a little bit, but you don't need that type of alteration at work. And I know that far as you said that it's in your system for a while because how they do the test. You're right, they should have a way to regulate that, but if you show up for work, you shouldn't be smoking the day before or the day, you know what I'm saying, and showing up for work and expecting to do a great job like a person that hasn't been on nothing, you know? So I do believe that it's a way they need to regulate it for work or something like that, yes.
Yeah, I don't want to hire a clown at a kid's party and he fried. Nah. If you do it in the privacy of your own home, you know, that's good. But, you know, just, you don't have to go through all the stupid steps. Hey, man, I need to call my weed man, and he needs to call him just to get a bag of weed. You should just be able to walk inside CVS or, you know, any other place that sells cigarettes, gas stations, and say, give me a pack of marijuana. You know, you know, I don't want to get stupid with it, but I don't want to smoke no, I can't find my way home, or smoke no, what's that over there. I just want to smoke some regular weed and go to sleep, wake up the next morning and go to work.
Right.
I don't want none of that Snoop Dogg stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not that advanced in my weedology. I just want some regular weed, man, and it should just be legal. You know?
Yeah, you gotta know what made the stage. Right about that.
Yep.
Yeah. So you know, it's a this topic can go in so many directions.
Yeah,
it can go in so many ways. Lindsay, you had said something before we did the show. It was about where it was originated from.
Mm-hmm.
I think, didn't you already say something about that?
Yeah, it's not as the point of it originated. It's just the point to where it's though documented as actually being used on a normal basis as a civilization.
Right.
Like we've heard even Indian civilizations smoke long pipes and pass them around. Even Africans smoke different types of cannabis and passed it around. And it was, to some different ethnic groups, a part of religion.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's why it's so hard for America to come down to one standard, because we're such a
Religious.
bilingual and by immigration. You know what I mean? We allow a lot of people in. So some folk have backgrounds, you know, and different religions, truly, that smoke cannabis. You know, so it's very hard as somebody in the judicial system to sit down and say, this is what we're going to do, because we're trying to reach the masses and we want everybody to live at peace with one another. And we have the freedom of right, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and things of this nature. It's very hard. It's just as delicate as the gun law. This is something that people grew up, you know, their grandfather, he carried a gun. His great-grandfather carried a gun. This is how they protected their land. This is how they protected their homes. Then you have cultures that grew up smoking and growing marijuana. You know, because of the culture changing, they didn't change. But when the culture changed, people started acting foolish, taking it to school, selling it to students. A lot of things are stringed and connected with that. So we can't. It's man. We can talk about this for millions of years, because you're always gonna have a different dynamic. I meant to say that you can attach with it. I mean, even hip hop, music. I mean, people love to get high and do music because it gives you a sort of a joyful feeling, a feeling of happiness and peace. You see what I mean? Or people like to smoke and watch a good movie. You see what I mean? Because you might see the movie way different than you saw when you were sober. Yes, I've smoked before. I know a lot of the different feelings and the different effects of marijuana. And I cannot shy my eye or my ear to the negative aspects of it. So it's definitely a hard topic that I chose to speak about. But it's definitely necessary for our time.
It has two sides. It has a negative and a positive side, but it's all in how the person or who the person is that smokes it. You can have a mellow person, or you can have a person he's already turned up before he smokes it, or he gets in that state and something just gets him turned up. But on the average, I can say that everybody that I've smoked with, I had no type of problems with things getting out of hand. You know, we just get the munchies or we get sleepy. That's all we did, and we didn't take it to a next level. You know what I'm saying? We drunk and smoked, had a good time, played some spades. You know what I'm saying? Ate some chips, ate some crabs, played some video games, and just chilled out. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we're going to do a round table with this. We're going to put more people on this topic because there's so much stuff that we want to talk about or that we can talk about. But these shows, we try to keep them, you know, in a 10-minute format. We've gone a little bit over what we usually do in our shows, but we will have a part 2 of this episode. So please stay tuned, and we'll have more guests on to weigh in it all. I want to say thank you for coming on to the show, Lindsay.
Yes, sir.
And I want to say thank you for coming on to the show, Mike.
Welcome.
All right. And that's all the time that we have. And we'll see you next time on WWTF. We want the facts.
The Gaming Show.
We ain't high
at all.
We meant to do that.